Hi guys, welcome to Snakes and Adders. Every now and again you're going to get a snake that has a bit of attitude, a bit of a grumpy guts, a bit of a Victor Meldrew. It's part and parcel of snake keeping. More and more people are also ordering through distance selling means. We send a lot of animals out nationwide. So in the eventuality that you get a snake that maybe is a bit feisty, it's the acclimatization that's required to be able to get it to calm down. We've had a new arrival come, Central American Motley Boa, beautiful snake, but very, very defensive, very, very vocal. And, you know, what I also wanted to illustrate is a lot of times with snakes, it's bluff. Now you might get the occasional little swipe and strike, a nip, rather than full feeding bites. But, you know, they're doing it because they're scared, and we've got to remember that, chiefly among which they're fearful, and we need to try and educate them that we're not going to hurt them, that we mean them no harm. So this is for the business end of the snake, just to initially control the neck, and then I want to lose that and eventually hopefully end up just holding the snake. I don't use gloves. I don't like the loss of dexterity and grip pressure. You don't feel it as well. And when all said and done, we make a massive mountain out of snake bites, but the truth is, they're pinpricks, even off a boa the size that I'm about to hold. And yes, it'll draw a bit of blood because they're just tiny little hypodermic needles. But in the grand scheme of things, would I prefer to get bitten by this boa constrictor or bitten by a rabbit? I'd get bitten by the boa every day of the week, rather than having great big shovels of ivory forcing its way through my skin with a bit of blunt force trauma. I'd sooner have the needles any time. So actually, there's not a whole heap to fear. Maybe we just need to remind ourselves we're not keeping the venomous snakes. Everything that we think we know about venomous snakes, particularly for beginners or inexperienced keepers, and snake bite, you know, you're immediately drawn back to this idea that they're going to envenomate you and cause you problems. When in actual fact, everything that we keep, beginner, intermediate and advanced, only the very upper echelons will keep what we call the hots, which are the venomous stuff. Everything else, they're non-venomous, they're generally constrictors. There might be odds and sods of rear fang stuff out there, but for the most part, the most common garden stuff that we would keep, whether that be royal pythons or ball pythons in America, boa constrictors, corns, rats, bull, pine, gopher, king snake, milk snake. You know, these are just little snakes with little teeth, no specialised fangs, and they're scared. Now you're going to hear this coming. It's a very vocal snake. So without further ado, I'll get it out. I'll show you, and this is what we've got to do to calm them down, to make them fit for sale. Ashley, who works here, has done an absolutely sterling job with the Papuan olive python that we have, which is actually going to Europe this week. And when it first came in, it was your standard wild caught Indonesian python, and now he's as soft as a brush. But we have to start somewhere, and we have to sort of take the task on. Ignoring it, not holding the animal, or pissing it off for no reason inside the viv, where it's its territory, and you're, oh, I don't know if I want to get it out. Oh, I don't know. We'll just make the matters worse. We need to get it out of its environment, and we need to hold it, and it needs to get used to that interaction. So I'll go and grab it now, and we'll see how we do. Come on, monster. Right, cool. So, as you can see, this snake is really rather unamused at being handled. But once he comes out, I am hoping that he's going to start to just calm down and realise that we mean no harm and that we're no threat. It's going to take a couple of minutes, and this hissing's going to continue. Yes, I'm over here. And yeah, we've just got to weather that storm, the initial violence of coming out. So we'll see if we can get away without using this stick and get him to calm down. And what we're looking for is the level of volume in his hiss to abate. He might still gape slightly, but we want silence by the end of the video. That is the plan. So let's see what happens. Come on, darling, let me get a better gripping. I know. We don't want a hook, do we? Come on. Yes, my love. Shh. Hey? I know. So that was just a little warning bite, just a nip to let me know. I'm not amused. You can see just a few pinpricks, nothing to worry about. We've already got a lot less in the way of volume. So he's resisting it, doesn't want to admit it, but actually this handling malarkey is not as bad as he thought. Oh, what's that? That's silence. This is the difference. This is what people need to understand. That we're dealing with snakes that maybe haven't had, they could maybe have had somebody who was a really timid keeper, easily put off, easily intimidated by that hiss and aggression. And in actual fact, all it needed was a bit of confidence to be able to get it out, be able to hold it. Come on, my love, let's have a look. Let's have a look at you. What are you up to, eh? Hello, gorgeous. That tongue's flicking. He's having a sniff, he's realising. Oh, it's not too bad, this. See guys, it's as easy as that. To go from where we were at the start of the video to where we are now. It just requires confidence. My war wound, a few pinpricks. Snake bites, nothing. People make such a fuss about them. Big girls' blouses. Yes, I know. I know. And what we're going to do is over time, just keep building up this handling till he gets used to it. Get used to my smell. Gets used to the keeper. Being around flesh, the smell of the sweat. All these things we need him to get used to. That'll be what makes him a tame pet. 3 or 4 weeks of regular handling. This is going to be a super tame snake. But look where we started from. The volume. The way he was showing off. Oh, there I am, look. Nothing for you. Hey? Be confident when you handle your snakes. Your fear transmits to them. This is a young animal and it is scared. It is fearful. And it has every right to be. Remember that when you hold them. Even the grumpy ones. We'll see you again soon, guys. Cheers.